A very good morning to all of you. So we have already discussed the concept of spontaneous and non-spontaneous reaction. So there we have discussed two concepts. The first criteria is the energy and the second is the entropy. Okay. So for a reaction to be spontaneous, the energy should be minimum and the entropy should be maximum. But these two concepts fail to explain the whether a particular reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous, because some of the reactions are spontaneous even their energy is high, and some reactions are spontaneous even their entropy is low. Okay, so it is not a perfect criteria to tell whether a particular reaction is spontaneous or non spontaneous. So कोई एक particular criteria अब तक हमें मिला नहीं, ठीक है, and this will lead to the concept of the second law of thermodynamics. Okay, so now what is second law of thermodynamics? So by considering the statements of entropy and energy, okay, so second law of thermodynamics tells us that all the spontaneous reactions, okay, all the spontaneous reactions are irreversible in nature. There are a large number of statements of many number of statements of second law of thermodynamics. Like we have many statements of first law of thermodynamics. Similarly, we have 2 or 3 statements of second law of thermodynamics. The first statement is statement number first. Okay, so the first statement is all the spontaneous reactions. Okay, spontaneous reactions are those which do not require any external agency to occur. All the spontaneous reactions are irreversible, are thermodynamically irreversible. Okay. So the first statement is all the spontaneous reactions are thermodynamically irreversible. For example, if a water is falling from a height, then we have to supply some external agency or some energy in order to flow the water from downward to up to a height. Okay, so we have to apply some energy. Similarly, if we have a cup of tea and after some time it become cool, okay, and then we have to supply some energy in order to make it hot again. Okay, so similarly there are many reactions which are spontaneous, like we have evaporation. So if evaporation takes place, then we have to supply some energy or we have to do some work in order to condense the whole water. Okay, so it is not possible for a spontaneous reaction to be irreversible without the help of any external agency. Now this is the second statement, that a spontaneous reaction can become a reversible. A spontaneous reaction can become reversible with the help of an external agency. Okay, now this is the second statement of second law of thermodynamics. Now what is the third statement? Actually there are 4 or 5 statements of second law of thermodynamics. The third statement we have already discussed, that it is not possible to convert heat 100% into work. Okay, this is the third statement. This statement is included in the second law, but we have already discussed this statement when we learned the concept of work and heat. Okay, so it is not possible to convert heat into work 100%. Okay, 100%. So it is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because we all know that heat is disordered form of energy and work is ordered form of energy. So it is not possible to convert the disordered form into ordered form 100%. Okay, So the last statement is very important. It is based on the entropy. It is based on entropy. So we all know that for a spontaneous reaction, the entropy must be increasing. Okay. So, but we are dealing with the entropy of the system only. Okay. If the entropy of the system is decreasing, and then the entropy of the surrounding will increase. Okay. If we say that entropy of the system is decreased, then entropy of surrounding must be increased. So we have to take the sum, not the entropy of the system only. Okay. So the entropy of the universe, because we are going towards stability, okay, because day by day we are going towards stability. Okay. Everything want to become stable. So we all know that for stability the entropy should be increasing. So the entropy of the universe is increasing day by day. Okay. This is the fourth statement, that the entropy of the universe, the entropy, because we are going towards stability, the entropy of the universe is increasing day by day. Okay. So these are the four statements of second law of thermodynamics. The first statement is all the spontaneous reactions are thermodynamically irreversible. The second statement is a spontaneous reaction can be reversible if with the help of an external agency. The third statement is it is not possible to convert heat into work 100%. And the fourth statement is the entropy of the universe is increasing day by day. Okay, so there are one or two more statements of this particular law, but these are the some important statements. Okay, so now till now we have no criteria in order to check whether a particular reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. And now we have to take some factor. We have to take a factor which include both the criteria of energy as well as entropy. Okay, so let us take any factor. Okay. In order to solve this problem of entropy and energy, Gibbs was a scientist who came up with a statement of Gibbs free energy. Okay, he told that there is a factor that is Gibbs free energy. ठीक है, एक फैक्टर ये जो है ये हमें क्या बताएगा, whether a particular reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous, denoted by capital G. We have to take the change in Gibbs free energy. Okay, now what is Gibbs free energy? Firstly, we have to consider both the concept of energy and entropy. So now in this particular factor both the concepts are including. Okay, in order to check whether a particular reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Okay, so we have to take a system first. Okay, so I am taking a system. This is a system. Okay, this is a system, and okay, so there are two cases. Firstly, the system is at low temperature, and the second case is that it is at high temperature. Okay, so I am taking it as at 50 degrees Celsius, and it is at 100 degrees Celsius. Let it assume to be at 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, or at 200 degrees Celsius. So now I am supplying some amount of energy, like I am supplying it 100 or 200 joule of energy. Okay, 200 joule of energy. Okay, 200 joule of energy. Similarly, I am supplying here also 200 joule of energy. So now, if I am supplying 200 joule of energy, so now how much it will expand? We have to check that. Okay, how much it will expand? Let us assume that this will expand and this will also expand. Both will expand, but the rate of expansion is depend. Actually, the entropy depend upon the temperature. Okay, which is already. Okay, the temperature will the gas at what temperature. Okay, it will depend upon the temperature of the gas. So now if the entropy is increasing to you can say 2 degree. Okay, I am not writing the 2 joule per Kelvin 2 joule per Kelvin, it is increasing. Okay, I am taking the Kelvin. Okay, I have to take the temperature in Kelvin. Okay, so 2 joule per Kelvin, it is expanding. Okay, and here also 2 joule per Kelvin, it is expanding. Okay, so now we have to sum up these two statements. So if I am supplying 200 joule, now we have to take the enthalpy as positive because we are supplying some energy. Okay, plus the system is expanding. Okay, the system is expanding at what rate? 2 joule per Kelvin, and the temperature is 50. So 2 into 50, it comes out to be okay. So the system is expanding, so we have to supply some heat. Okay, we have to use the heat. The system is doing some work, or you can say the system जो है वो heat को utilize कर रहा है. So it is taken to be as negative, and the sum total will be 100 joule. Now the sum is positive. Okay, now the sum is positive. It means the energy of the system is increasing. Okay, if the energy of the system is increasing, then this is the case of non-spontaneous. Non-spontaneous. This is the case of non-spontaneous, and in the other case, okay, let us calculate for this case also at high temperature. 200 joule minus, now the rate is same, 2 joule per Kelvin, and the temperature is 200, so 2 into 200, then it comes out to be minus 200 joule. Minus 200 joule. Now the energy of the system is decreasing, and we all know that according to physics, as the potential energy of the system is increasing, it will become unstable. So now in this case, the energy is decreasing. That is why this process is spontaneous. This process is spontaneous. Okay, so here we have taken two factors. The first factor is delta H, the change in heat. The second factor is temperature into entropy. So this is known as delta G. Okay, so for a system to be spontaneous, the delta G should be negative. Now what is the formula for delta G from here? This is delta H, and this is minus S, change in entropy into temperature. So this is the particular formula. Now delta H can be positive or negative. Similarly, delta S into T का जो product होगा वो भी positive और negative आ सकता है. If it will not expand, then it is positive. Okay, and if it will expand, then we have to take it as negative, like in case of this. Okay, so if the system is supplying some heat or the heat is emitted, then we have to take it as negative. So the formula for delta G is plus minus delta H plus minus T delta S, like we have already written in case of delta E. Okay, so this is the formula for delta G, plus minus delta H plus minus T delta S. Okay, so here we have taken the first case in which delta H is positive and T delta S is negative, the whole product. Okay, so now if delta H is positive, then the reaction is endothermic. Okay, the reaction is endothermic. In this case, the reaction is endothermic. Okay, so for endothermic reaction, the reaction is spontaneous at only high temperature. Okay, because when the temperature is 200 Kelvin, then the reaction is spontaneous, and if the temperature is 50, at low temperature it is non-spontaneous. So you have to keep in your mind that endothermic reactions are spontaneous at high temperature. Okay, the endothermic reactions are mostly endothermic reactions become spontaneous at high temperature. Okay, so now the concept is clear. Okay, because we are considering both the statements. Okay, and energy as well as the concept of entropy. Okay, so let us take, this is the first case. Let us take some other cases also. The second case, if we are supplying energy and the system is not this time it is not expanding, it is contracting. Now the entropy is decreasing. Okay, so again I am taking the same system, 50 Kelvin, and this is at 200 Kelvin. Like we are supplying energy, again 200 joule, again 200 joule. Okay, so now in this case, the second case, the entropy of the system is decreasing. Okay, or we don't have to supply or utilize the heat. Okay, so again delta G will be equal to, so for a reaction to be spontaneous, delta G should be negative. Delta G must be negative. Okay, delta G negative होना चाहिए for a particular reaction. Okay, then we call it as spontaneous. Otherwise it is always non-spontaneous. ठीक है, तो ये पर्टिकुलर हमारे पास क्लियर हो गया कंसेप्ट दैट फॉर अ स्पॉन्टेनियस रिएक्शन एनी ऑफ द रिएक्शन डेल्टा जी मस्ट बी नेगेटिव. ओके, तो डेल्टा जी मस्ट बी नेगेटिव, ये चीज याद रखनी है आपको, मैं बार बार रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. तो डेल्टा जी इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा एच माइनस टी डेल्टा एच. so for this okay, I am writing delta 2 joule plus minus 2 joule per Kelvin decrease कर रहा है. So now delta H is 200 and delta H is 200. Okay, so now in this case I am taking it as 3 or you can take it as 4 2 1. ठीक है, तो कंसेप्ट को थोड़ा क्लियर करने के लिए मैंने उसका वैल्यू चेंज किया. एंड 3 temperature is 50 into 3. Now it will be 200 minus 150. So now in this case we are taking it as positive because the system is contracting. Okay, we don't have to you can say we don't have to utilize the heat. ठीक है, उसके बजाय हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हीट एब्जॉर्ब कर रहे हैं because the system is contracting. अगर वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर रहा है इसका मतलब क्या हो रहा है, उसको हीट सप्लाई हो रहा है. ठीक है, उसकी जो इंटरनल एनर्जी है वो क्या है, बढ़ रही है. ठीक है, द डेल्टा एस इज नेगेटिव. okay, the delta S is negative. If we are taking the simple statement, the simple formula, the delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. So if we are taking delta S as negative, then the product will comes out to be positive. Okay, so simple सा statement है, don't confuse with the signs. If we are taking it as this formula delta H minus T delta S, then if I am calling that if I am saying that delta S is decreasing, then this value is negative. So negative into negative comes out to be positive. So now we have 50. Okay, now in this case delta G is positive, so the reaction is non-spontaneous. Again the second case if delta G is equal to 200, we are supplying heat minus T is 200 again into 3. Again in this case it comes out to be 200 plus 600, then it is highly non-spontaneous. Okay, highly non-spontaneous because the product is, the value of delta G is very high. Okay, so for high temperature, if it is contracting, if the entropy is decreasing, then in both the cases it will be non-spontaneous. Okay, so एंडोथर्मिक के लिए अगर डेल्टा एस जो है वो डिक्रीज कर रहा है एंड वी आर सप्लाइंग द हीट एज वेल, देन इन बोथ द केसेस द रिएक्शन इज नॉन स्पॉन्टेनियस. ओके, सो लेट अस टेक द केस ऑफ एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शंस. ओके, in which the heat is released by the system and we have to take both the cases again if the whether the entropy is increasing or decreasing. Okay, so we are taking exothermic reaction now. Now there is a big role of temperature also. Okay, because if the temperature is low, then the reaction becomes non-spontaneous. If the temperature is high, then it will become spontaneous. Okay, so there is a big role of temperature. We will sum up at the end of the class. We will sum up all the things. Okay, so what is exothermic reaction? Means the heat is released. So we are again taking systems at 50 Kelvin, at 200 Kelvin. Okay, now in this case the system is supplying the heat 200 joule. Okay, and let us take that the entropy is increasing. Okay, the heat is utilized. So in that case delta G is equal to 200. Now we have to take it as negative because the heat is released by the system. minus the temperature is 50 into the system is expanding, delta S is positive by 2. Okay, now in this case 200 minus 100, it will be minus 300. Okay, and now in this case delta G is equal to minus 200 minus 200 into 2. Now delta G is equal to minus 200 minus, it will be minus 600 Kelvin. Okay, so now in this case delta S is positive. Okay, so the delta G is minus 600 and in this case the delta G is minus 300. Now the reaction is spontaneous in both the cases. The reaction is spontaneous in both the cases. Okay, so if the system is expanding and the heat is also emitted or you can say evolved by the system, okay, is supplying by the system, then the system is always spontaneous. Okay, the reaction is always spontaneous. Now let us take the last case. So the last case in which the system is releasing the heat, but now in this case the delta S is negative. Okay, so let us take this case also. So delta G will be 200 joule minus 2 into 50. Okay, now in this case we have 2 and here we also have minus because system is decreasing. Now delta S is negative minus 2, so minus 2 into minus and it will be plus minus 200 joule. Now the product is 100 joule. It is still spontaneous. Okay, now at high temperature delta G is equal to minus 200 joule minus 2 into 200. Now it will be minus into minus and it will be 200 joule plus का. ठीक है, now it will become non-spontaneous. So at high temperature the reaction become non-spontaneous in case of exothermic reactions. Okay, so we have already proved that in case of endothermic reaction the reaction becomes spontaneous at high temperature, but in case of exothermic the reaction become non-spontaneous at high temperature. Okay, so you have to keep in your mind that for endothermic reaction the temperature should be high for a reaction to be spontaneous, and in case of exothermic reaction the temperature should be low. The temperature should be low for a reaction to be spontaneous. Okay, so you have to keep in your mind these two things and these four cases. Okay, so we have taken these four cases and the formula for delta G is delta H minus T delta S. If the system is expanding, then delta S is taken to be as positive. If heat is released, the delta H is taken to be as negative. And if the system is contracting, then delta S is negative. And if the system is absorbing heat, then delta H is taken to be as positive. So you have to just memorize these sign conventions. Okay, delta H and delta S. Now we have already discussed the role of temperature, but I'm just sum up the whole concept. Okay, the role of temperature. So now delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. Delta H minus T delta S. Okay, so the first case is if delta H is negative and delta S is also negative, both are negative. Okay, so now this will be negative. We have to make delta G as negative. Now this is negative and this is also negative. Negative, negative, positive. Okay, so we have to take the magnitude of delta H greater than T delta S. Okay, तो हमें ये चीज बनाना है. So and this reaction will be spontaneous only when the temperature is low. Okay, so the reaction is spontaneous. We have already discussed this case. In case of exothermic reaction, the reaction is spontaneous at low temperature only. Okay, now this is the first case. The second case, if we are taking delta H is equal to again negative and delta S is also positive. Okay, the delta H is positive. Now if delta H is negative, delta S is positive, then this term is also negative and this whole term is also negative, and the sum will comes out to be more negative, then the reaction is highly exothermic, highly spontaneous. Okay, the third case, if we are taking delta H as positive and delta S as negative. Now if delta H is positive, this is positive, and delta S is negative, so negative again become positive, and this is also positive, so the delta G comes out to be more positive, and the reaction is non-spontaneous, always non-spontaneous, because both the factor are not favoring. Okay, non-spontaneous. Okay, the last case is the D. If delta H is positive but delta S is also positive. Okay, now in this case delta H is positive and delta S is positive, so but the product, here we have negative sign, but the product is negative, so we have to increase the temperature in order to make the magnitude of T delta S greater than that of delta, because this term is already positive but we want delta G to be negative, so the temperature should be high. Okay, so temperature ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा. This is the case of endothermic reaction, because we all know that endothermic reactions are spontaneous at high temperature. So the reaction is spontaneous at high temperature only. Okay, so these are the four cases which we have already discussed. Okay, so this is all about the concept of delta G, the Gibbs free energy. Okay, so Gibbs free energy can easily tell us that whether a particular reaction is spontaneous or non-spontaneous. Okay, so this is all about delta G, and I think this much is quite enough for this particular lecture. Okay, so you have to just read out the concept of delta G from the textbook also. Okay, and the effect of temperature is very important. Okay, so I hope you found this lecture very helpful, and thank you so much for watching.